Hey, this is Rich once again with one more tutorial on Photoshop Elements, and this is for a poster who asked me how do we go about drawing this line and getting a nice half circle at the bottom here that goes around the C logo. I've already preset several of the titles, so let's just draw this line first. I'm going to start a new layer and call that layer Lines. And let's go ahead and grab the drawing tool. So we want to choose a brush that is a square brush. Choose a 3-point. That's close, we like that. Alright, so now what we do is place our square right at the corner there, push the left mouse button, hold the shift button. The shift button allows me to move it around, but it's still drawing just in a straight line, either up or sideways. So I'm going to draw all the way up to the top of the frame. It's probably going to pass it, but that's okay. I'm going to go over to the right side. So now we continue our line from this bottom right corner and hold the shift down so we can bring it across. And you can see over on the left here, even if I move the marker up or down, it still goes sideways because I'm holding the shift down. It forces it to be a straight line. I'm going to take it all the way to the end, and it might even, oops, see, I always pass it a little bit. And that's okay because we're going to fix that. I'm going to simply turn off the picture and grab the marquee and grab a square, bring it in over here, and just before the marker, just before the corner, and hit delete, and we got rid of that little extra section. So now we got our line, and if I bring the picture back, it looks good. Let's see how it looks on a new picture, and that's my version of the wheat field. And let's go ahead and draw the circle. And if we grab the marquee again and grab a elliptical, the problem with it is that we don't know whether it's perfectly round. See, it's kind of like, I don't know if that's really a round circle exactly. So we want it to snap to something so that we know it's perfectly round. So what I'm going to do is turn on the grid. There's the grid. Now we want to make sure it snaps to the grid, so go down to Snap To and make sure that this grid here is check marked, which it is. That's good. Now we're going to go back and grab the marquee tool, and once again, start from the top left here. It'll automatically grab it perfectly and keep it on the lines. It'll snap to the closest line. So I'm going to bring it to here, and this is going to be a perfect, see, this looks right here, but it's not a perfect circle. So I'm going to bring it over to the line and down here. Now we have a perfect circle, but it's a little bit big. So I'm going to go back to Edit, Preferences, and Grid Lines, and make this grid lines, instead of 1/2 inch, I could go to 1/4 inch, or I can go to 1/8 inch by clicking, choosing 125. At 1/8 inch, I can take my paint bucket and paint in the circle and grab the circle and make it one smaller, and it'll snap to the next smaller. Because this original page underneath is not exactly straight, I'm going to then turn off the grid, and now I can freely move this around wherever I want it to be. So I'm going to put it right there around the original line, and we like that. So now that the circle is in the right place, now we have to make it into an outline and get rid of the middle. So that's exactly the secret of how to do it. So since we want it to be white, let's make the circle black. So we're going to take the paint bucket and paint the circle black. So now that we got the circle black, we just right click and hit click on Edit Layer, and we want to basically make a stroke. Make sure that its color is white to match the lines, and we make the stroke to the right size of the other line, which is probably a 4. So we hit OK, and there we go. We got the circle that goes around. And now we want to get rid of the black. So in order to do that, because this is an effect on the circle, we want to simplify the circle, making it from an image with an effect, and you can see the little effects up here, because if we try to grab the middle, it won't. If I take the magic wand, it'll grab the whole thing. So we want to grab just the black by simplifying this layer. So we right click and we simplify. It meshes and melds the whole layer into one JPEG image. Now we can grab the magic brush at 50% tolerance, click it in the middle, hit delete, and now we get rid of the rest of it. We like that. And if we want to do the circle up or down, then we don't want to just cut it in the middle. Actually, we can do that. So let's take the marquee, grab a square, make sure that the snap on here is turned off, because it's going to we want to grab it somewhere in the middle of two different snaps guidelines. So we go smack in the middle here and make sure that the circle is chosen, right click and hit cut. And that's basically it. Now we have the top half and the bottom half. But we still have one more thing to do, is to get rid of the middle. So we choose the line, not the circle, and we grab the elliptical tool. Actually, let's go ahead and use the polygon tool. And I'm going to basically draw out this line by cutting right on here where it goes across like that. Double click, and now we delete the middle of that line, and it's gone. We can choose the circle to be a top half circle or a bottom half circle. When we zoom out and turn on our titles, we can see, I'd have to move this down a little bit for the bottom half circle, but I can turn the top half circle on, or turn the bottom circle on, and then bring this down a little bit like that. And there you go. Basically, that's how to do it. That's it for now, and hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Over and out. Bye.